You're trying to look too cool for it. So you're looking down at your phone. You're like, yeah, it's no big deal. It's just a wrestling podcast. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
No, I get it. All right, here we go. Let's see what we bloody got here today. Oh, it looks like we're on air. Howdy there, true believers. Welcome back to New World Nerds. And welcome. You know, it's Thursday night. You know what we just started to do starting last week, where this is the New World Wrestling podcast, and I am your champ. At least till Sunday, I'm your champ. Superman Nico flew through the skies. Sorry, I forgot my shades. Didn't mean to do that. Anyways, your champ is here, but I'm joined by Andy from the Nerd Crew. Make some noise.
What's up? I am taking that belt Sunday.
Yeah. Maybe not this particular belt. Maybe you're taking your own belt.
No, all I'll do is I'll tweet out "and new" in all caps.
Yeah.
With like 20 exclamation points at the end of it.
And new. No, I'm gonna get DQ'd and I'm gonna save my title. That's how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so we did make the rule that if we do tie, the champion does retain.
Yes, we have made that rule.
But we both have to do the punishment.
Speaking of punishment, have you decided on what you want to do for your punishment?
Well, I thought we were going to let them decide.
Okay.
I guess nobody's really decided.
Yeah. We haven't put a poll or anything like that. All right. No. Starting now, okay, for whenever you put your predictions out for Elimination Chamber, you'll do the punishment. Whatever it is. All right?
Whenever I do my predictions,
yeah.
I'll do the punishment with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So either tomorrow or Saturday, whenever you feel like doing those. All right, the choices are either you compliment me for a whole entire minute, and they have to be genuine and thoughtful. They're not just like, oh, you're funny. No, they have to be like, I love your sense of wonderment. Something like
wonderment, good word.
Yeah, thank you. I made it up myself. But yeah, or what was the other one? Eat some hot wings.
I think we're gonna save. I'll do the compliment one.
Okay.
And we'll save the hot wing one for Mania.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's
the big paper.
I'm gonna hold it like Tommaso Ciampa. This is mine.
Call it Goldie or purple or whatever.
This is my shit right here. This is what it's all about, baby boy. All right. Well, some housekeeping from last week. We forgot to mention EC3 and Dean Ambrose. Definitely my fault because my phone died. Hopefully it doesn't today. Who's to say? I'm using Discord again. I used Google Hangouts on Tuesday with Justin for the New World Nation podcast, and it didn't die. So I don't know. We're gonna find out which one it is today. It was at 92%. So I mean, if it dies today, it's just not in the cards. Like
it's just not. Discord's out.
Yeah, Discord's out of here. All right. Well, so let's just start off with. I know it's not the beginning of Raw, but let's start off with Dean versus EC3 last week into this week.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of not vocal about it on Twitter last week when it happened. Mm-hmm. But basically, it was just like once I saw him, because like in my head, I was like, this is probably like Dean leaving is either storyline or like for real or whatever.
Yeah.
And after last Monday, I was pretty sure that it was like, all right, he's definitely leaving because, you know, they had him lose the EC3, which I love EC3, but they had him lose the EC3 on a roll-up, which was weird. But then, like, this week, Dean Ambrose gets it back, so now I have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because 50-50 booking for a guy that's getting ready to go out of the company and a guy that's starting his, like, first run in the company makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, you know, he's... But, you know, they just love 50-50 booking. That's their bread and butter.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's probably even more to talk about that later on tonight. But I like how it wasn't like a clean victory, like it was a roll up, so it kind of preserved Dean Ambrose at least for however long they have him, to make him still seem like a big deal or make it seem like it meant something. I understand not everyone's gonna come in and be Goldberg and just keep winning, which I guess is fine. And again, it was kind of like a roll up more than like, oh, he did dirty deeds on him and he got him for the 1, 2, 3. So I think we still have to wait to see how this goes. I think no matter what, EC3 should come out on top. If they prolong this all the way to Mania, that could be something that could be cool. If they keep it interesting, of course. We don't want it like Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman. We just keep on getting it. It seems like we've seen it a million times. But yeah, I think I'm still okay with it right now. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Normally though, when I get okay with it, then they really screw it up.
Yeah, for real.
And like with Dean, I know I'm kind of skipping around, but it kind of fits because this week, like his match started right after Seth's promo, and like these two just got these two got in like this massive feud. They were in this massive feud. All of a sudden, Dean Ambrose comes out and was like, "All I've got to say to you is," and then he paused for a while and then said, "Slay the beast."
Yeah.
And it was like, so you guys friends now?
Yeah, that's how brothers work. Brothers fight.
Like what?
Brothers fight, okay. See how I wanted them to explain the feud, how I wanted them to explain Dean versus Seth. Be like, because they had to do it on that night, I guess. Apparently, they had to do it on that night out of all the nights.
See,
but
I enjoyed it. I love that they did it that night.
If they did it that night, explain it to be like, oh, Dean's crazy, right? He doesn't know how to process these emotions. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he heard this crazy news, like his brother's going to be fighting for his life. So he didn't know what to do. He did what he knows how to do. He's like, this situation, I'm backed up into a corner. I don't know what to do. I don't want to feel these feelings. Boom, dirty deeds. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they didn't do that.
One of the ways I heard somebody else, I don't remember who it was, they explained it, but like it was really cool because like when Dean turned that night, you could see himself like wrestling with himself, or like, I can't believe I actually did that. And then like you have Seth, which one of the coolest moments that night was like Seth after he got hit with dirty deeds, like wasn't mad, but was like getting up saying it's okay, like it's
exactly
fine. Like,
that was so good.
That big of a deal. And so like the way they perceived it, and it made sense to me, is like Dean turning on Seth was because Seth took away 3 or 4 years that the three of them could have been together. Mm-hmm. And so now that they're back together and Roman all of a sudden has leukemia, so they can't be together again, he's still mad at Seth.
I didn't even think about that.
And so turns on him, which when they brought that up, I was like, that's too deep for WWE booking to even do. But that's a good way to like look at it. But then all of a sudden, Dean turned into a germaphobe, and then it just went downhill from there. Yeah,
that was weird. Whatever. That's WWE for you. That's what you explained. The reason behind that's New Japan. That's the tale of the Golden Lovers. Like that's
years
too good.
Of storytelling that they did really well.
Yeah, I just. Whatever. Oh, I need to wear a mask because I don't want to catch something. Shut up.
It's such, it's a shame too, because I really like Dean, and like him as a heel should work extremely well because he seems like that kind of a character. But I think he might be one of those characters that doesn't fit in the PG era.
I hear that a lot because I've seen his matches in Florida Championship Wrestling or whatever, where he's nuts.
He was in CZW for a while.
Or is that the one where he like has barbed wire bats and shit
And like he got like a needle stuck through his jaw, like things like that's not wrestling though. That's just
that motherfucker crazy.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
they have like those death matches were like light bulbs and everything else, and that's
some Mickey Rourke the wrestler shit.
Yeah,
that's high school gymnasium kind of stuff, you know. Before we keep going, Texas Elite in the chat said, "How can I get my hands on that belt?" You can't get your hands on that belt because I'm the champ. Superman Nico is never going to relinquish this championship, and I hope I get my predictions right on Sunday if I'm talking all this mess. But, okay, so Jay, if you want to, you can come in, read up, watch up on your wrestling. I don't know if you're a normal WWE fan, and keep tuning in. Maybe for WrestleMania, we'll do a bigger one with more people. We'll do like a free free-for-all, maybe with more people from the Loop crew and stuff. Whoever gets the most predictions right can have a chance at this belt. For it being WrestleMania, it seems only fitting to have like the most people going at it then. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how we do it there. But just keep on in the Loop tube, Jay, and you'll figure it out. You might get a chance at the title if I'm feeling it.
And the more people that join, the less likely I have to eat the hot wings.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's great. So how did Raw start off? It was like, Becky, you better say you're sorry.
Well, yeah, it started off with Triple H and Stephanie in the ring, which never is a good sign when they're in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Especially to start off Raw, because I feel like that's how we started off Raw for like 6 years in a row now.
Yeah.
Is with an authority figure in the ring.
Yeah.
It's like they're out there and they like invite Becky. Apparently she went to go see her doctor. She's cleared. Blah blah blah.
It's hot now.
And so they were like, "You better apologize if you want to be in the main event against Ronda Rousey. You need to apologize to us." And so basically they gave her like all night to apologize to them. And so like during the night you would see like Ronda came up to her and talked to her. And told her like, you need to do whatever you can to stay in this match. Finn came up and talked to her about how basically all he did was talk about how he was going to beat Bobby Lashley. He didn't really talk about her all that much. But then she did have to cool the line of like, your abs are still cool, by the way.
Well, you can't argue with that. So all the pep talks. Alexa Bliss has probably had the best one.
Yeah,
she's always great. What was I going to say about that? Okay, so when I was watching this, all I could think was, she's the man, but is she the bigger man? Can she apologize? I was like, you know what they should do? They should make Becky kiss Stephanie's ass. Remember?
No.
Remember? Oh, Vince, you don't remember when you used to do that? When you used to bring people out in the middle of the ring and make them kiss your butt? Because you're fucking gross, man.
Oh, man, that was like the same time where like Trish Stratus was like on her hands and knees barking like a dog, and like the dark times.
We don't talk about the Katie Vicks and the.
No. Oh Lord, we don't talk about Katie Vick at all.
Okay, we're not going to go on that tangent. Let's keep it going with Raw. Bill, we'll give you all night to apologize. Whatever. We'll get to that segment when we get to it, the ending. I understand. That's probably going to take the majority of our time. What next? I know we still have to talk about the revival.
That, we get Sasha and Bayley come out.
The Boston Hug Connection.
They give Becky the 4 Horsewomen sign. And so it's like Sasha and Bayley versus Tamina and Nia versus the Riot Squad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whoever gets pinned is one of the first 2 in the Elimination Chamber.
Correct.
And apparently Sasha was still hurt, so like she couldn't wrestle. She wasn't cleared to wrestle. Mm-hmm. So that's why they took her out at the beginning. So it's basically just like Bayley versus Tamina and Nia versus not Mandy.
It'd be like the Usos.
Sarah Logan.
Be like the Usos, just have it right here the whole time.
I wouldn't be like the Usos right now.
Okay, but I know some of the videos I've seen on YouTube about that are like, oh, that's so stupid. Why would you fight to be like? Why would you ever fight to be the first one or whatever? Like, I get it, but I think how many times do we see it? And we saw it in the men's Elimination Chamber match. The Gauntlet match was great. I think they were trying to recapture what they had a year ago. But I think they did a good job. We'll talk about that later. But I just like the little switch up. I like the people who did it the best were the Iconics. They're like, fuck that, we're not gonna get in. Like, you guys are dumb. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? I thought that was really cool. So I think it was an interesting way. I hate how we would have like one-off matches, or like, why are we gonna pay an extra? Like before when they were pay-per-views, why are we gonna pay $60 to see this match like on Sunday? Right. And this time it was like, oh well, we're watching this match because it has something to do with the match on Sunday. It's like, oh, okay. Even though it's like $10 now a month, WWE $9.99. But yeah, I like how all the matches, they seem to make sense. Like all of SmackDown had to do with Elimination Chamber. That's what I want, you know.
And like what happens most of the time with Elimination Chamber and Fastlane is like basically all they're there for is just to get us to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and I totally get that. They're just there to kind of move things along. but like you can use them for like really cool things. So like 2 years ago when Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship, that was awesome. Like I freaked out for that because I was so happy Bray finally won the champion. Like I'm glad he finally won the big belt, but then all of a sudden he drops it to Randy at WrestleMania in a very weird. Anyways, that's for a different podcast.
Well, you didn't like that? You didn't like the weird projections? A lot of people gave. I didn't mind it. I was like, that's kind of cool. It's different.
Like, it's not like with the Undertaker. At least it was like lightning. Like
yeah, the lighting's cool.
All he had the power is like over a projection. Like that's it. He didn't like summon. Like if they would have had actual bugs, that'd have been cool. But like since it was just a projection of the bugs, it was a little weird for me.
Yeah, a little bit. Texas Elite says, I miss the old Raw. I remember when Edge had sex on Monday Night Raw. Yes, I watched that with my dad. That was really weird. I did not like it. This wasn't a cool thing for me. At least he did it with Lita and not freaking Vicky. Am I right?
See, like because my parents hate professional wrestling.
Oh no, my dad.
And so like
he's the one that showed me all
times
this
that they
stuff.
actually watch it is like the worst time for them to actually watch it.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, one time like when I was younger, it was like when who was it? He punted the fake baby into the stand. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
It was Festus or something like that. He like took. They had this fake baby, like this plastic baby.
Like
he
you do.
Took it out of Lita's hands and punted it like a football.
Like you do.
And so my mom and dad were like freaking out about it, and I was like, well, this isn't great.
See, my dad's the one that showed me wrestling. We just always watched it. It was just a staple. And then we had stopped watching it, and then to distract my little brother, I showed him wrestling. And I was like, "Oh, a bunch of cutlers! Look at this! It's crazy!" So because me and him are 15 years apart, and then he got super into it. And like we met John Cena, like we go to cons, like he has all the belts. He had every action figure. He doesn't care about it anymore, like at all. But he got me back into it, so that's all that really matters. But yeah, and like we would end up going to like family. My mom's coworker's family watched it, so we weren't even friends like with that coworker, but we were friends with the rest of their family because we would go over there and watch the pay-per-views, like when it was still like $60 a pop. Everyone would just like, we'll each chip in, or we'll play this one, you guys get the next one, and you guys come over, we'll watch it, we'll eat we'll eat hot chili dogs, and it'll be great. Like it was like, honestly, that was like some of the best like nights, because it's like, oh, it's a Sunday and I can stay up and eat chili dogs, and just it was great. And I'm saying this like I was little. This was like still like in high school, and it was still fun.
Right. Yeah. See, like when I first started watching, I was literally flipping through and I caught a glimpse of like Undertaker's. And so that was like, that made me like stop and actually watch what was going on.
What is that?
I was watching. I was like, what am I even watching? Like, I am really confused as to what is going on. And so like I watched it like the next week, and then I kind of got hooked on it. And then I went through the phase I think everybody goes through of like, I'm in middle school now, I'm too cool for wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
So I went through that phase, and then all of a sudden CM Punk showed up, and then I was like, oh, no, I'm back.
I'm back in it, baby.
Punk made me come back, but the Shield made me stay. And so I stayed watching them, and then I got back into it that way.
That'll do it. Yeah, there was a big gap where it's like, I'm trying to think. It was like, I wasn't like super into it when... we're not going to go into it. We're going too much into attention. We'll talk about...
Here's what we'll do. We'll get a Patreon going, and we'll get people charged. This will be our content.
For sure. Anthony Schaus, what's up? He said, hey, how you doing, you bloody legend? Thanks for joining us. We're just talking about Raw and SmackDown. We're talking about Raw right now. So the tag match, I thought it was okay. I don't think either team particularly shined. I think the Riot Squad, for being the only tag team, I think they should have done a lot better. But I'm just like totally over them, and I think that has something to do with the way they've been booked. Let's talk about, or what do you think of the tag match as a whole?
I thought it was Bayley. I think they booked Bayley to look really strong.
Yeah, Bayley, great.
She was like running all over the place. Like she was kicking out like crazy. But yeah, like I think we both said this. We don't want Nia and Tamina to win.
No.
Because one, I just don't want to see it, but two, I don't think they really need it.
No.
But like, I would like I think if the Riot Squad won the tag team championships, I think that would kind of bring them back a little bit.
I think so too.
Not a whole lot, but like that would bring them back. That would kind of make them more relevant. I honestly don't want to see Sasha and Bayley win it just yet.
Okay.
I kind of want them to chase it a little bit, like until Mania or something like that. But overall, I thought the match was really good. I mean, as good as it could have been. I'm really bored with like Tamina and Nia.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really bored with them.
So I think that's actually, we should just bleed this into what happens with SmackDown with their tag match and stuff, because they're going to be participating in the Elimination Chamber against each other anyways. So I think we can bleed this conversation into that one. I think that the two people that ate the pin on Monday and Tuesday, I think they're the two most likely people to come out of the Elimination Chamber with the titles.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I think what you were saying about the Riot Squad, I think is this, you could say the same for Absolution or whatever you call Sonya and Mandy. I don't know what are they called? Fire and Desire. Sorry. I can't understand anything they say outside of Corey Graves ogling, Mandy.
And I love, like, that is one of my favorite things that would make listening to like freak out.
Yeah. Corey Graves sucks. All right. I don't care what you say.
No, he doesn't.
He's the worst.
Byron Saxton sucks.
Byron Saxton's great. Corey sucks. Only time I like Corey is when he's talking about Daniel Bryan. And Mandy. The Mandy part's pretty good also. I'm not... All right. It's funny. It makes me laugh because I'm dumb. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But, so... I think what you were saying about the Riot Squad could be said about Absolute Fire and Desire, blah, blah, blah. But I think with the titles, this being brand new titles, I think you run the risk of diminishing the titles by putting it on somebody who you didn't build up for a title, like to be a title holder. I think the like if I was picking, the Iconics would get the belt because they're the only team. They like when they did that. Why is this like out of focus now? Are you coming back? Am I moving too much? Probably. But the only ones that they're the only ones that actually had the Iconics as their name. Everyone else had, this is Bayley and Sasha. This is Mandy and Sonya. Like it was like they're the only team, I feel like, and I think that they would benefit the most because obviously we want Sonya to eventually be like a main eventer. So I think I think you have a really rare opportunity to make a superstar, like build the blocks to make a new main eventer. Sasha and Bayley, you put them in the main event, like you put them in the title picture, no one's gonna bat an eye. They already feel like top tier wrestlers right now, top tier performers. I think you can do that for either of the two people that could win that aren't those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I really think Sonya Deville is like right on the edge of becoming a main eventer. And I think like if you put the tag team championships on her and just kind of see how like she handles it and see how she does, I really think that would work really well. I think that would kind of elevate her, like show that she could be mixing up with Asuka or with Charlotte and Becky and everybody else. And so I really think that they put Sasha and Bayley and Mandy and Sonya together, or like to have them start off, because I think they're going to be like they're going to last the entire match, and they're probably going to be the last two teams.
I think so too.
Which is going to be really cool. And then I really think Mandy and Sonya, which I'm getting into my predictions already, but I don't really.
I know, no, it's fine.
But I really think Mandy and Sonya have a really, really strong chance of walking out and winning it.
I think so too.
And then like once we get to Mania, you could have them drop the belt, and you could have Fire and Desire break up or whatever, and you could have Sonya go after the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, whoever, or even like because Asuka doesn't have an opponent right now for WrestleMania. If you wanted to build Sonya up for that, you could. Yeah,
and we don't even talk about Asuka anymore. It's a shame. So stupid.
Because she's not even on. She tapped out Becky Lynch and is not even on. I'll go into all that.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about some other tag teams on Monday Night Raw. I saw you tweet it out. I saw you freak out. I know you've been wanting this for a while, probably since they debuted, and which understandable. And the Revival won the Raw Tag Team Championship. Finally, the Revival have won the Tag Team Champ. All right, sorry. I had to do it. You, that was your fault. You made me walk into that one. But I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a great match, honestly. Like, it seemed like it was like a systematic, like, hey, these two guys are doing a bunch of tag team moves. And I thought Rude and Gable showed that, you know, they can tag team wrestle as well. So I think it would be really cool if we saw them at Elimination Chamber instead of another match, you know, between like Braun and Corbin. We'll talk about that schmoz later, or see them on Fastlane before. I hope it's just not like a one-off. I know it's like, hey, don't leave the AEW. You guys are going to be champs. But I still thought great match. Great that they deserve the belts, especially being a pure tag team. I'll let you freak out a little.
Okay, so I am overjoyed that they won because I was watching it. I was actually watching this and my dad was like, "You're cheering for the cheaters." You know that, right? I don't care. They've been cheated their entire career since they've been on the main roster. So, but like when they won, I was extremely happy. But then I sat back and thought, man, this should have happened months ago. Yeah. Like, this really should have happened months ago. But, like, what was really cool about this is, like, the crowd, for the most part, that night was dead. Like, after the Becky segment at the beginning, the crowd was kind of, like, really bored, it seemed like, throughout the entire show. And then, all of a sudden, this tag team match shows up, and, like, when's the last time we've heard of "This Is Awesome" chant in the middle of a match on Raw or a tag match on Raw? It's been a long time.
Or just in the middle of a Raw, anyway. It's like
right, and so like I think that really, and like it's not all like just on the Revival because like you said, Rude and Gable
showed out.
This really reminded me of how much of a main eventer should be. Yeah. Because he's great, and then you know Chad Gable is suplexing everything like it's nothing.
He's crazy athletic. It is insane.
Yeah, and then so like I am so happy I really hope this isn't just like they won the titles and then like Elimination Chamber. Like I hope it's not one of those things. I hope this is actually like a lengthy, long run for them where they're able to like defend and to put on great matches with other tag teams. I really hope that this kind of opens like WWE's eyes of like, hey, tag team wrestling could be really, really, really good if you let it be.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? It's not like the Young Bucks or anything have been doing that for years.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. That was really great. I'm curious to see where this goes. The tag team division as a whole, like on Raw. The only person I would even think about like it being okay that they lose the titles would be AOP, but when are they even on TV? We don't even know. It's so dumb.
Well, I think one of them is hurt right now.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Is that why they were? We're not going to talk about the Royal Rumble pre-show, yeah. But that makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah, let's go. I really want to get mad about the Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, Kurt Angle, that whole schmoz. Like I don't want to give it time of the day, but I'm mad about it. Stop it. Right. Get some help. Do you need help in the writer's room? Put an ad out on Craigslist. This is the same stuff we've been seeing since, since September? Like, get new storylines. We've seen all these players play, like, I feel like we've seen it a billion times. And we're getting it again, Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman on a pay-per-view? Like, not the U.S. title that R-Truth hasn't been on TV since he won. Like, not the Raw tag team titles that just have new champs. No, we're going to go and do Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman again. And you want...
And the Cruiserweight
and the Cruiserweight's on the pre-show!
Like, I'd much rather have Strowman and Corbin on the pre-show.
For sure.
And let the Cruiserweights actually do what they do best because they put on great matches every pay-per-view.
For sure. Every time they get a chance. Even when, and the thing is with those, like, at least for me personally, I don't care about these characters, but they put on a freaking show. They put on a clinic. Right. And it's amazing to watch. Like, right. I'm just so mad about that whole story. Like I said, what more is there to say? There's like, it's a nothing segment. Bleh.
Yeah, one, the match went on way too long.
Yeah.
Like, the match went on way, and I hate that stupid ref spot where he misses the foot on the rope, and then another ref comes. Like, you do that for every episode, so don't even do it once. Like, you know what I mean? You know, if you're going to start doing that, then have it happen every time. I really don't like that spot. It's getting to the point where I'm starting not to like Braun Strowman now. And I used to love Strowman.
By like association, just because you think about those crappy storylines, you're like, Braun Strowman sucks, even though he doesn't. He's great. Like
the Braun and Roman storyline, it went on for a while, but it was at least somewhat engaging and interesting because like Braun was flipping cars over and like the funniest thing is when he flipped Roman with on the gurney, like that was amazing, like things like that. But then like Baron Corbin is a really good heel, like he's a really good heel
because I fucking hate him. So he's great.
And like he's not a, I don't want to say he's a boring wrestler, but he's just kind of a bland. Like, the Deep Six and End of Days are two fantastic moves. They're really cool moves. But that's, like, and then, like, the slide out underneath the rope thing, slide back in, clothesline, that's cool. But other than that, like, he is pretty much rest, hold, and then hit these moves. And so I'm really hoping, like, after this match, we don't even see those two on the same, like, TV screen for, like, 3 years. Because, like, I'm getting bored of them. I really feel like with Drew McIntyre being in this, they're lowering his stature a little bit, which sucks because I think Drew McIntyre should be Universal Champion at some point this year.
I think he'll be in the picture after WrestleMania.
I hope so, but like I really don't want this to like hurt his character any.
I feel that too
because he's got such a cool character. And then like Bobby Lashley is just boring as all get out. I don't like Bobby Lashley. I like Leo Rush.
I like Bobby Lashley. I don't like what they do with him. I think he's very athletic, very talented guy, and I think there is a place for him on the roster. I wanted him to be IC champion just because there wasn't really anything else for him. He came back to WWE so he could fight Brock Lesnar, and then they chickened out at SummerSlam or at what was the other one before SummerSlam that he was supposed to do, and then he ended up just fighting Roman Reigns instead.
Yeah, it was like No Mercy or something like that.
WWE doesn't care. I don't care.
Right. Yeah, for sure. But like, Bobby Lashley should be a lot better than what he is. Braun Strowman should be a lot better than what he is. Really, what hurt Strowman was that Crown Jewel match with Lesnar. Ever since then, like Strowman has just keep going downhill.
For sure.
And then like Finn Balor just came off of a Universal Championship match, which he looked pretty good in. And then we come to this, and it just kind of diminishes his character even more.
And now he's going to lose to Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush.
He might come out as the Demon, and I really hope not.
I didn't even think about that. I want some story with the Demon. I don't know if there's it's like, oh, it's a surprise. He might come out as the Demon.
But like, if you're going to come out for the Demon for Bobby Lashley, you should have been the Demon for Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Yeah, you definitely should. What was I going to say? Oh, can Baron Corbin get back in his wrestling gear? Like, you're not general manager anymore.
Yeah.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know. He's got I'm not knocking the guy. He's definitely in shape. He just has a weird body.
That's fine. There's a lot of guys that have weird builds. Like, just stop wearing a freaking button-up and pants. Wear wrestling shit. Like, you don't have to be naked. You don't have to have a little Speedo. You know, you don't have to do that. But
see, it's a shame because he cut his hair. I was really hoping we would get like a hair versus hair match.
Oh, yeah.
And have him lose it that way.
That would have been great. I would love to have seen Baron Corbin get his head shaved because I hate him. I don't like this big old schmoz of this thing. I think Kurt Angle... we talked about it last week. I don't think he's necessarily like hurting his reputation. He's always going to be Kurt Angle to me. Like, it's just, why if he's not there? Like, he already built up the people he already built up Drew McIntyre. That match was perfect, flawless. I thought we put an end to that whenever he came out and beat Baron Corbin with the steel chairs. Like, I thought we were done with that. He could do literally anything. Honestly, put him on SmackDown and have him rival for the U.S. title. Like, that would give that title at least some more prestige because it's like, oh, Kurt Angle, he's been a world champion. Like, he's pretty dope.
But like Kurt Angle is starting to hit like Undertaker territory for me.
Okay.
Like I really enjoy him, I love him, but I really don't want to remember him as he is now. Because like Taker is in his 50s, like he's old. He's had hip surgery, like things like that. He doesn't move as much, and I really want to remember Prime Taker instead of like this Taker, the one that moves slower, doesn't really do a whole lot. Which, you know, I say that, but then every time I hear like his
gong, you're like
freaking out again because it's amazing. Because it's amazing. That's who he is. And I really like. I'm hoping Kurt's not starting to fall into that same way, because he's starting to kind of fall off a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't really think it's his fault necessarily. I just think that he's not at the potential that he should have been when he came into the WWE.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about, I just rewatched the career versus streak match, and it was freaking dope. Like, and like to think about, like that was like 10 years ago now. Like, and he can still, like, he was still like kind of old, but he could still move. Like, he was crazy good. And then after that, like, I was showing my girlfriend that, and then I showed her Halftime Heat, and she was like, Adam Cole's pretty handsome. I'm like, all right, we can't watch NXT anymore.
Hey, listen, there's some guys that you just have to accept it, and Adam Cole is one of those guys. It's just, like, when people freak out over him, I'm like, I totally it makes sense.
Look, I've been in his presence. I understand. Yeah.
And I'm like, I took a picture, and when he walked away, I was like, wow, like, why can't I look that good?
Man, you right. That's it. That's all we're gonna say about that. You're right. Are you ready to transition into the main event of Raw to talk about how it ended?
Well,
what else is
there? Did you see?
there?
Because I know you watch it on Hulu. Did it show you the Kalisto Elias?
No, I haven't gotten Elias in weeks.
Okay, so Elias is, and it's the funniest thing. So, like, you know how he gets interrupted every week, right?
Yeah.
This time, though, it was the production that was interrupting him. So, like, he would strum, like, they would say, ladies and gentlemen, Elias, strum, and then they'd cut to a video package. And then they came back to him, and, like, they said the same thing, and he strum, and then they cut to an interview. And so, finally, like, it came back to him. He went to say, hello, my name is Elias, and the Lucha House Dragons came out.
Oh, my God.
And so, like, they're dancing around, whatever. And so, Kalisto says that he can play guitar or whatever. So, Kalisto starts playing the guitar. And Elias, like, says, oh, you're good, we should do a duo. Elias picks up another guitar, hits Kalisto with it, and then runs out of the ring. So, it's basically like your normal Elias.
Yeah. Pretty good. Jeff Jarrett, but this time it's Kalisto.
Yeah, except Jeff Jarrett didn't break the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
You told me about it. You told me about it last week. All right, now we're ready to go to the main event of Raw?
Yes.
Okay. I think we all saw this coming. And
right.
You know how we talked about last week, it was definitely filler until Elimination Chamber, until like basically a WrestleMania. We're like, oh, we're down on this. I love this, and I like how all the matches I saw had to do with Elimination Chamber, and I like how this episode of Raw transitioned perfectly into the start of SmackDown. I thought it was really cool. Like, it's different, and like when it first happened at the beginning of SmackDown, I was like, wait a minute. Did I miss that part? Did it cut off?
Yeah, that part was really, really cool. Yeah,
for sure. I the whole last bit, I was definitely like, oh, there's a catch. Like, I didn't think she was gonna say she was sorry, and then I thought we were gonna get Charlotte Flair anyways. Like, but right. I didn't. And well, anyways, they said I'm sorry. I'm gonna kick your arse. And then we got Vince McMahon. He's like, I don't like your attitude. I'm Vince McMahon. I'm the man. You're right. But that's just so. Thank you. I've been working on it. I've been working on it for a few years now. But I was actually I paused. I laughed to give you time to compliment me.
Yeah.
But honestly, though, like, I don't know if Vince. I wonder how it works out in Vince's mind. Is he being like the bad guy? Like, is this like, oh, like he's basically trolling all of us? Or is he like, well, this will be really cool? Like, I don't know if someone's in his ear like, no, you should do this because like it's a heelish move. Like, it makes sense. If people already think you're this guy, or is he like, I'm a badass, I can do whatever I want?
Right. Yeah, I'm totally fine with Charlotte being in the match.
Me too.
Like, it makes sense. Like it totally makes sense. I would put Becky versus Ronda 1-on-1. I'm totally fine with it being a triple threat though. The one problem I had with this whole segment, like, we have built Becky up as this massive anti-authority, like, takes crap from nobody. She's the man. You know, if you get in her way, she's going to knock you down. That type of thing. Would we ever see? And like, she gets compared to Stone Cold Steve Austin a lot.
Yep.
Would we ever see Stone Cold apologize to McMahon?
No, we would not.
Never.
What if she flipped off both of them and gave them the disarmor?
Like, yeah. Or like he would have said, I am sorry that I didn't beat you, like, even worse.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he'd have said something like that. I really have a problem with them having her apologize, because it seems like if you're going to do the Charlotte thing anyway, then just have her not apologize, have her start beating on him, and then have Vince come out and do that, because that makes a lot more sense than just saying her, oh, I apologize, like, sorry for what I did. Then she looks like the idiot. Vince comes out and does what he does.
Yeah.
So I did not like that part at all. I think I had a problem with that part. It's like, I really think that in their mind they thought, well, Becky's gotten too big. Like, Becky, well, I think the statement of, like, you've gotten bigger than this company, I really think that was from the heart, because I think they don't want her as over as she is. Like, she's extremely over. It's crazy how over she is. She's the hottest thing in the company right now. Like, she might be the hottest thing in professional wrestling.
Yeah, more ways than one.
Well, that's true. But like, I really don't like them having, because, like, one, she tapped out to Asuka at the Rumble. Yeah. Which
bad
kind of hurt
move.
her character a little bit. And now she's apologizing to the Authority, and then they screw her anyway. Like, that doesn't make sense either.
For sure.
So I did not like that part of it. I'm fine with Charlotte being in. I'm fine with Ronda. Ronda was kind of the back part, which was weird. Which we didn't even talk about this. We have Ronda versus Ruby at the Elimination Chamber, and nobody even mentioned.
No, see, it's okay that we don't talk about it because WWE isn't even talking about it.
Right, it's not even. It's literally just a filler to get to Mania. Yeah. Which, hey, that's going to happen. That's fine. What would be really interesting, because we're kind of bleeding into SmackDown, Charlotte said that she would be in the front row. Yeah. It would be amazing if Charlotte somehow cost Ronda and they actually put the belt on Ruby.
That'd be great, but it won't happen.
That would be like that's not going to happen. But that, like, the swerve that would cause to where Charlotte now has to face Ruby, and now you can still get Becky versus Ronda 1-on-1. But I still would rather see Becky be the one to tap out Ronda and, like, cause Ronda to lose first than, you know, Ruby Riott.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will think it will be interesting to see if Becky even makes an appearance at the Elimination Chamber. I honestly think they keep her off TV until Ric Flair's birthday party in 2 weeks, and then kind of have her. It would be awesome if she came out and put him in the disarmor until Charlotte told her she could be in the main event. That would be amazing.
That'd be really awesome.
Because Ric Flair would, like, he's like 90 years old, but he would still sell the crap out of it, and it would be amazing. It
would be super awesome. So about the main event, I think the biggest, or not the biggest problem I had with it, I didn't really think about it until you said it. Like, Stone Cold would never do something like that. So why is Becky doing something like that? So I totally understand that, especially if you're gonna do Charlotte anyways. Let her be the defiant one, anyways. Right. And to save her character that compromise. But I think they always have this problem with Triple H. Like, is he coming out as heel Triple H, or is he good guy Triple H?
Yeah, because
a few weeks ago, whenever Seth Whenever Seth came out as the Royal Rumble winner, he's like, "You did it, you're the best." And then he comes out on SmackDown, "Oh, Becky, you better do it or you're gonna get suspended. You're scared." Whatever. Okay, even that's fine. But on freaking Monday, he was he's like, "Don't. It doesn't matter what those people think." La la la. Bitch, you just told us we were the authority, you son of a bitch.
Right, like they told us like 3 months ago that like we were the ones in charge now. Becky.
That wasn't even 3 months ago. That was like late. That was like not even 2 months ago.
That was before the Rumble, wasn't it? It was like December.
Yeah, it was late December, like right before the year finished or right after the New Year.
Yeah, I think it was like early January. I think it was like the week after the week after New Year's.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it was like January.
Something like that.
But like it's like they say, "Oh, you guys are the authority now," and then like now we're heading into Mania, and Vince's like, "Nope, screw you guys. You're not the authority." Like you can't. No wonder people aren't invested because you aren't staying consistent.
Yeah. The continuity should be a thing. Like this,
right. Yes, it should.
And it's just a big slap to the face to all the people who watch every week in and week out. Subscribe to $9.99 a month. What's the point of us watching all this? All of the content you guys are creating, if you guys aren't gonna pay it forward by having it all make sense, doing the long forms. Why don't we all just come around WrestleMania time then? Because it's none of the titles are really going to switch hands until Royal Rumble, WrestleMania time.
Right, and it's like we all know Becky's going to find her way into the for sure. She has to. If not, then you're going to have 80,000 people at WrestleMania crap on Charlotte versus Ronda. Like you're just going to have people mad everywhere.
You're going to have another Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar situation.
Yeah, like it's going to be. We've had that 3 years in a row, and there's no way they're going to do that for a fourth year in a row. There's absolutely no way.
Yeah, it's like one wrestler being in the main event for 4 years.
Right, but I really think that Becky's going to find her way in, and since they've gone this route, Becky has to win that. Because like before, I was like, even if Becky loses, she's still in the chase. Like it still gets eyes on the product because Ronda has that media, like her MMA background. People are going to flock to her. Charlotte's a Flair. Everybody knows the Flairs.
Charlotte.
Go to her. And do I?
Charlotte.
But Becky's not like the outside of WWE. She's not the popular one. And we know Vince, and we know that WWE hates guys like us who like watch other promotions or like freaking marks about everything. Yeah. So like it doesn't make sense that if they go this direction and then still have Becky lose. It would be like if they did that at WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan, let him get that far and then just end up losing. And Batista wins. People would have killed Batista and Randy Orton. Like it would have been bad.
Yeah, have you ever seen New Orleans mad? I've seen them happy and they tear the place down.
Oh yeah.
No, but what was I gonna say? I think that so about like the mainstream attention and stuff like that. I think Charlotte and Becky is the match that we probably should have be the first women main event of WrestleMania, but. Becky is the one for us. She's the natural babyface. Charlotte is a full-blown heel right now. But Ronda being in that brings the mainstream attention. That brings the people like the ESPN people, the sports people. That brings the sports world into this, and casual people and be like, is Ronda Rousey fighting at WrestleMania against Ric Flair's daughter and some other redheaded girl? She's crazy.
Right.
But I think. Yes, it's all part of the plan. I think this is what I want because the story makes sense for all three of them to be in it after Survivor Series, after TLC. It makes sense for all three of them because Charlotte and Becky both got knocked off of the ladder by Ronda. Right. So I think this is how it had to be. I would have preferred them keep Becky a badass. I think you do a lot of things and Becky will still be the badass,
right?
And she still is, but I think they could have done it better.
It was a really smart move for them to bring Charlotte in the way they did.
Yeah.
If you didn't have Becky apologize and then that happened and then Charlotte comes out, like it's really smart because they don't want Ronda to be booed.
Yeah.
And, like, if it was a one-on-one match, obviously everybody, like, it would be like 90% cheering Becky, like 10% cheering Ronda. Like, it would be that. Now with Charlotte being in it, it's like people are going to boo Charlotte if she wins.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to boo Charlotte no matter what because that's just what her character is.
Mm-hmm.
And she did that great tweet of like, "Oh, I've heard like fans upset, and so I would like to formally not announce Becky Lynch still in this match." Like, you know, she
was like, "I'm gonna tell management immediately that you guys don't want me in the match." Just kidding. I don't care what any of you think. And I was like, "Yeah, the queen."
Yes, and like, there's nothing like I love Becky to death. But there's nothing better, I don't think, than a heel Flair, because like they are fantastic, they're amazing.
Woo!
And so like they bring the heat, and so like the most of Ronda's heat that she had is completely off of her now, and put on to Charlotte. Now I really, really, really don't want the authority figures to get involved in this match at all. Meaning I don't want Triple H as a special guest referee. I don't want them ringside. I don't want them even in the building when this match is going on. Like, I want them to stay as far away because I think when you put them into it, then it kind of diminishes a little bit and it takes away from it, and it just makes it more about the McMahons than the three women in the ring that it should really be about.
Yep. I think that if this isn't the main event, I'm going to be pretty upset. I think, or like, I understand Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar would be pretty cool, but I really want this to be the main event. I want to leave.
I think so.
I want to see with Becky fucking all of it. I want it.
No, we did forget to talk about Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman's promo.
That was pretty good. I don't think I'd burn in hell for eternity for the Universal title, like Seth said, but I get it.
I liked it.
Yeah, that was the only thing. There's one thing I wanted. Oh, I don't know why. It doesn't really fit Seth Rollins, but like for someone to be like, because you know Paul Heyman always like hypes up Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. I'm the advocate, blah blah blah, and like he's gonna destroy you systematically. He's better, faster, stronger. He's Batman. But I just wanted Seth Rollins to be like, all right, Paul, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like I'm gonna go over there and kick your ass right now. Like, I just want someone to be like that. To be like, you're right. I'm gonna go kick your ass. Like, but I understand. His promo was just as effective. I think Seth Rollins has a freaking. He has such an ability to be genuine. Like how they thought he was a good heel, you know, once he portrayed the Shield, but he's much better as a babyface. I feel like, especially after his long journey to WWE, like. Just everything. I believe everything you're saying, and I'm rooting for you.
And, like, when he talks, you can really tell that he cares. Like, he truly cares about the business.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he absolutely loves professional wrestling, and you can see that in his in-ring skills. Especially this one. He was like, I really like the part of, like, even if I have to sell my soul to the devil himself, I will do anything to make sure Brock doesn't walk out as Universal Champion, which is really cool because it's like Brock's held this company up for years, and so now like we need somebody like a Seth Rollins to come in and slay the beast. And I think Seth really fits that narrative extremely well. And so like that promo kind of got me, because we're not going to see Brock until like 2 weeks before Mania.
Yeah, of course. Why would he show up before?
And so like that really got me hyped up of like, hey. This is another, like, for the fourth year in a row, this is a Shield guy having to promote a match with the other guy not even there. But I think Seth has already started off as, like, a really cool, like, he has a really cool twist and aspect to it that I think will be really cool going into Mania.
Definitely. Justin said, so when is CM Punk coming back? Never.
Probably never.
No, I say never, but never in wrestling. Like, who thought Bret Hart would ever come back, Like,
right.
So, Never say never in wrestling. They can't see my face right now. I don't know what happened. Can you see my face still?
No, it's got the Discord symbol.
Yeah, I think I might redo the call real quick. It's because I switched to Wi-Fi in the middle of it. Shouldn't have done that. That was a bad move. I should have done it before. Yeah, so I'm just going to end the call real quick. No, I'm just going to keep going. They'll just look at your beautiful mug. Does that sound good?
Oh, yay. Oh, yay.
All right, so, yeah. So I think we got everything from Raw.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Into SmackDown, like we already said, I think that SmackDown started out great. Yeah, I think you should definitely leave Becky Lynch off of TV for a while, let it build up, and then have her have a nice pop. I guess maybe something if Ronda defends it at Fastlane or something. Or like you said, I think the Ric Flair one would be really cool. I thought, they had the last woman standing match at Evolution. Somebody was just like, what if Becky got Ric Flair in the Disarmer then? Or something like that. And she was like, Becky, get down for 10 seconds and I'll let him go. I thought that would be really cool too. So she does it like to save her dad.
Yeah.
So
that would be. I think the best thing, and like they really don't like to keep people off TV for a long time, which is really dumb because like I think the longer Becky is off TV, the more hype she will get back. Of like when she finally shows up and starts, when she shows up though, there needs to be absolute chaos of like they have to pull apart Becky and Ronda and Charlotte because all three of them are trying to kill each other, like one of those things.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And that would really bring like the hype for this match for sure.
Yeah, and just make sure Nia is nowhere near there so she can't hurt anybody.
Nia is kicked out of the building when that happened.
Yeah, so that Charlotte's great heel. I don't know what else we could say about that opening segment. But we talked about the tag team stuff. I don't think there's really much to add for that the elimination tag part. Because we already talked about that. Was it just the gauntlet match after that?
No, you had the Mac and Miz or whatever TV show with Shane or McMiz. That's right.
McMiz TV. That's my favorite dish at McDonald's, and I think somebody already said that on SmackDown. Dude, I already showed you the picture. I got my blank. Mike Falzone said my blank is my favorite blank joke was good.
Oh, I know.
That's like, it was definitely top 3 highlight of my day.
Oh, it had to have been. It had to have been. I would have like fangirled about it.
Yeah, I told him it was definitely top 3 good things of that day. It would usually, on an ordinary day, it would have been number 1, but at the gas station, my card wasn't working for whatever reason, and I was like, oh, well, I have like $2 in cash, and the lady gave me a free Gatorade. That was pretty cool. So that's number 1. Oh, wow. Because she was just being a kind person. Number 2, I'd murdered my exam. Like, if I didn't get like 100 or close to it, I'm going to be upset because I think I schmurdered it. And then it's Mike Falzone telling me that blank was my favorite blank was good. So it would just happen to be a good day. It's not his fault.
That was a really good day.
Yeah, dude. Free Gatorade, 100 on exam, Mike Falzone. It was all kinds of good.
We'd be talking to Maude Garrett.
Yeah. Yep. Maude Garrett. Whew. Way to drop a bloody bomb on me, mate. All right. All right. So then it's fine. I think that
Usos can really cut a good promo though.
Yeah, it was good. They're the greatest tag team in the world, but the Usos are the actual greatest tag team in the world.
Yes.
The Usos are so freaking good.
Yeah, I really think that like Shane and Miz will probably be champs though until
Fastlane.
Like Fastlane.
Yeah.
And then that's when they set up their match probably at Mania.
I think that the Usos they barely got on the WrestleMania card last year. I think that they need to walk out of WrestleMania at least once as tag team champs. Yeah. So why not have it be this WrestleMania?
Yeah, I would totally be on board with that. I think they deserve their WrestleMania moment. Man, this episode of SmackDown showed like the guys who have been there for a while still have it and like still deserve a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think that's a good segue.
Yeah, because like in the Gauntlet match, Kofi Kingston, man, is a machine. Like he is. I didn't realize how good he actually was until this. And like each and every match and like that he was in was like made me respect him more and more. To where like at the end of it, I was like, he needs a world title run before he retires. Like he needs to win that championship at some point for sure.
I think he does. I think you're very right. I liked that. I like Kofi Kingston. I've always liked Kofi Kingston. Like, I was a super big, because I was a big Rey Mysterio fan, so that ended up making me a big high flyer fan. I loved all high flyers. So when he came in, like, I loved Kofi. It's like such an iconic moment now when Edge like beats him up and takes his spot in an Elimination Chamber. But I freaking hated Edge. I loved Kofi Kingston. Like, how dare you take his spot? And it's like, now it's like, okay, yeah, that was cool and everything, but how dare you rob me of a Kofi Kingston? That I don't know why. I know he uses it like as a part of the New Day and stuff like that, but I felt like these SOSs were really freaking good. Like, I feel like he doesn't use it enough as a member of the New Day. I think he deserves a title, and I think he can do it as a member of the New Day. I would hate if they broke up. Their whole thing when they fought the Shield was that they're not going to break up, and what's wrong with having a tag team that doesn't break up? Like,
for real.
I think that makes it, when other teams do break up, make you feel something, because every team breaks up at some point. You'll be like, oh, there they go. But I think if the New Day like are solid, like, they should stay together. It would make the other breakups better.
Yeah, and like the thing about the New Day, they've been together for like 5 or 6 years now, I think. And like they keep like changing with like the times with wrestling. Yeah. Like they're like Chris Jericho's, because Chris Jericho like keeps updating his repertoire as like wrestling changes, and New Day does the same thing. So I think that's why they have worked so well together for so long, to where now it's like I really don't want them to break up at all. I want them to stay together.
For sure.
Like it would be awesome if like you put the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships on Big E and Xavier and have Kofi hold the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Like that would be a really cool moment, because Kofi, he deserved it before, but then like this match really proved that he deserved it, because he went 60 minutes nonstop, like, and like he took rest while he was getting beat up, whatever. Then like he was busting out like high flying moves and everything else still. So yeah, hats off to Kofi, man. He is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I freaking love Kofi Kingston. I hate how they keep doing, which member of the New Day is it gonna be? It's Kofi. It's always Kofi. I love Kofi to death, but I also love Xavier Woods. I also love Big E. Like, I would have loved if Big E was in this match maybe a little more, because I just love Big E so much. But I like them both. Yeah. Kofi's great. I thought the gauntlet match as a whole was pretty dope. I like how they dragged out like Daniel Bryan's match with Kofi. Like, I really like that. I think the gauntlet matches before these pay-per-views, like they did the same thing last year. I think this one might be better. I guess depends on how it turns out on Sunday. But just because we all knew like Roman was going to win on Sunday, so we're all like, well, yeah, Seth did great here, but what does it matter? Roman's just going to win on Sunday anyways. So this one, it's just like, I don't know. It elevated it. It elevated everybody, I felt like, especially Kofi. And I like how they paid it forward to someone who's been there for a long time.
Yeah. And like I really think like, and this is one of the few times going into the Elimination Chamber where like you really have no idea who could, like, anybody could walk out with it. Like honestly, like going into it, I was like, Kofi's probably the one that has the least amount of chance. But now after the gauntlet match, I'm like, Jeff Hardy's probably the one with the least amount of chance now. Kofi probably has a small chance to win this. But like I still think like you're probably looking at Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, or Samoa Joe. One of those three are probably going to walk most. Mm-hmm. But still, like I'd much rather have three options than just going in and saying, all right, we know Roman is like 98% going to win this match, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a really cool thing.
All right, so we have a comment in the chat. Justin says, I have a debate with Jackie, which I need you guys to chime in on. It's about wrestling, but not about recent stuff. Would you have preferred Daniel Bryan announcing his comeback the way he did, or if he would have just ran down the ramp in his wrestling attire and started wrestling again? Because I know it blew up like on like media outlets and stuff like that. So save all those media outlets. That didn't happen. If Daniel Bryan comes running down the ramp.
I think it would have been better if they didn't, like, if everywhere didn't announce, like, hey, Daniel Bryan clear.
Yeah.
it would have been really cool if like they still did the same thing where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn beat him up, but like they didn't know he was clear, and so that's like your kind of first ignition of like, hey, he might be clear because he took like several bumps on live TV. Like I think that would have been a really, really cool way. But I still really like how they did it because we still got the emotional speech of him coming back, and it was still a really, really cool moment. So I probably would have preferred how they did it instead of him just running down in his attire.
So what I wanted, and I predicted it when it happened, or when like last year's Royal Rumble, I wanted Daniel Bryan to be 30 so bad, more than anything.
Yeah.
And I think obviously he wasn't cleared yet, but imagine like that, what was it, 2014 or whatever, when Rey Mysterio was number 30 and everyone booed Rey Mysterio, everyone just wanted Daniel Bryan.
He would have got
the next one where he got eliminated by Bray Wyatt in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
And then imagine this one. Just his music hits. Imagine when that freaking music, and everybody, the pop, just imagine him running down and everyone's like, what is that, Daniel Bryan? Doesn't even stop to like look around. Just bolts right into the ring, dives in, eliminates Roman Reigns or something like that, and just the pop that would have happened. That would have been amazing. I think that out of nowhere, I love cheap pops. I love cheap shocks. Like that's what, put it right in my veins, baby boy. That's what I live for. Like Royal Rumble surprise returns are my favorite thing. So I think Daniel Bryan, because I cried when he retired, and I cried when he came back. Like it's like, you gotta fight for your dreams. Yes, I'm gonna fight for my dreams. I'm gonna fight for you too, Daniel Bryan. Well, that didn't help. Both of you just picked different things. Well,
right.
I think so it sounds like you guys are both right. Don't pick a fight with Jackie on Valentine's Day. What are you, some kind of idiot? Just whatever she says, you dummy. Whatever Jackie says is the way to go. But that's the debate. Justin, you're wrong. Whatever you said. We went on a tangent about Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
But gauntlet match, good. I think it kind of had to. I think it went the way it should have went. I like that.
It did.
I like how he beat Daniel Bryan, Jeff Hardy. Cool. They don't need to pin anybody. Their names are huge. Like,
right.
They're great. Samoa Joe also doesn't need it, but Kofi needed something like that. Like he took out. Yeah, it was kind of tricky or whatever. He was in the Coquina clutch and stuff like that. But that was cool. Kofi Kingston pinned Samoa Joe. And then, AJ Styles was too much, calf crusher. He's not like, I don't think AJ Styles is John Cena level, like Superman, like I'm going to defy the odds. Like I think it was like, it made a lot of sense why Kofi was in there for over an hour. Like I think that his display was great, and AJ did great. And who was next? Was that the RKO out of nowhere? What are you thinking? What are you thinking, AJ? Have you not been paying attention?
Like when Randy's music hits and like you're like 30 seconds into the song and he's nowhere to right behind you, getting ready to hit an RKO.
Run out of there. But I thought
roll out of the ring.
Yeah, I thought that was still cool though. It was like it was like last year's where Braun came out and squashed, who was it, The Miz, and then he ended up winning it. Yeah, I thought it was perfect. It had to be Randy Orton. Randy Orton, like I like him a lot. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, like he's been in the spotlight too long. He has, but I think he's also super talented, and I like anytime he's in a match, I think he's a great performer.
Yeah, the one thing about Randy is like when his heart is into it, he is a fantastic wrestler. And when his heart is into it, he's into the match. But there have been a few times where like he hasn't really been all into it, and like
Jinder Mahal.
I don't want to say he's lazy, but he's not a risk taker for the most part. Except for like the match with Seth Rollins with curb stomp into the RKO, which is my favorite RKO of all.
That was insane.
Yeah, I pop for that every time I see it. Like it is just ridiculous. But I really enjoy Randy Orton. Like I don't want him as champion necessarily, but I'm fine with him still being like the main event picture and like putting on match. Like his match last week with Mustafa Ali was a great match.
Yep.
And like when you put him with like smaller guys like that, he's going to hit it on. really, really cool RKO or something like that.
Oh my gosh!
I am all in for Randy Orton. I love him.
Yeah, he's great. Jackie said Randy had perfect timing. Glad he's back in the picture. My mom said Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Mom. But speaking of Mustafa Ali and Randy Orton, that one where Mustafa Ali like faked him out, he's just like, oh, dude, that was awesome. I love that so much. It's like, oh, you thought you were gonna get me out of nowhere, but I've watched enough wrestling to know.
And then he ended up hitting him out of nowhere anyway. With
Yeah. It was just a different out of nowhere spot. I think I much prefer SmackDown most of the time. I'm still really loving SmackDown. It seems like most of these connect, like how Joe would come out and just choke out everybody, and then at the end of them, he'll do it again for the main event, and then get RKO'd out of nowhere. Oh, guess all these people are gonna be in the Elimination Chamber. Awesome! Like I'm very excited for this. I think it's great. I'm super hyped.
The thing is, like, SmackDown had a really good go home show for Elimination Chamber. Mm-hmm. Raw really just kind of wants to skip over except for like the tag team championships. They kind of want to skip over because like they didn't even mention Ronda versus Ruby all that much.
How do they not even mention it?
That's injured right now, like sort of, or he's like recovering or something. So that's why he's not on the card at all.
Yeah, so crazy.
And so like I feel like Raw like tries to skip these pay-per-views while SmackDown's like, we've got these pay-per-views, let's use them. Like, let's put these six guys together, and then we'll start building storylines from there, which is really cool.
I really wish they would have had another match in the Elimination Chamber, whether it be Bobby Lashley's IC title or the US title. I understand those take a little longer, and obviously like the logistics of getting that up how many times in a night is probably a long time. But you can start off the evening, I think, with it, and it would be really cool.
Yeah. Or even like Asuka's not even on the card. Like, she's not even been on TV since the Rumble.
Yeah, you could have had. I guess because they don't think they have enough like talent. I guess because they're all in the tag team Elimination Chamber also.
Right, but you could still put her in a match with somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I guess they don't. I don't know what they're doing with her and with the U.S. title and with Rusev and Nakamura, everybody else. It's some guys they love, some guys they hate.
Justin said, Jackie wants to know if she can join your Elimination Chamber pick group. She's hungry for the belt. Women's Revolution! ! She definitely can. So either she can do the Google Hangout with me when she does it, or I can give her the New World Nerds information and she can go live whenever she wants to, and she can put it up there. Or just record a video and send it to me, same thing. Yes, Jackie, you totally can do it, but you're not going to get anywhere near this belt. It's mine. No one's taking my belt. But that means, hey, if you want to be a part of the picks, you're going to be a part of the punishment if you lose.
Yes.
If you want the title, that's how it works. I think it was this week of Raw and SmackDown were both way better than last week. I felt like it all seemed pretty cohesive. I like how cohesive as, hey, Elimination Chamber's on Sunday, let's do Elimination Chamber stuff. And the transition from Raw to SmackDown I don't think has been that good in a long time. Ever maybe. So that's my take on the week in WWE. What are your final thoughts?
I really enjoyed SmackDown like always. The beginning of Raw was really good. And then the middle of Raw was kind of just, because like it's the one thing like about Raw, and I know a lot of people say this, but like 3 hours is just too long for them.
Definitely.
It is a long, and you feel it for the most part. But like the beginning of Raw was great. The Revival match was amazing. And then like the end of Raw was kind of okay, kind of not. Just depends on. I didn't like the apologizing part, but I didn't mind the Charlotte part. Like SmackDown was completely centered around the Elimination Chamber, like pay-per-view, which is great. Because like from the beginning to the end, it was all about the Elimination Chamber. You're back.
Yeah, I did it. I figured it out. I just pressed one button. Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going. SmackDown
was like everything was about the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Like the beginning to end was about the Elimination Chamber. While I feel like Raw was like Mania. Oh yeah, the women have a tag match at the Elimination Chamber. Let's not forget that. But everything else is about Mania. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's just kind of Raw is just at one of those points where like they need to shake things up, and like some of those guys need to go to SmackDown. Some of those guys from SmackDown kind of need to go to Raw. It's kind of one of those things.
Finn to SmackDown.
Yes. Please.
Definitely.
Please. Or send Drew to SmackDown. Drew to SmackDown would be great.
I think he could. I think Vince likes him enough to maybe get a Universal title shot.
Yeah, but like I would like Drew versus AJ would be great.
That would be really cool. AJ versus anybody, I think, would be.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out. He'll make a great match. He had good matches with Jinder Mahal.
I wouldn't say good.
He did have good. When he won, it was. Well, we're not going to get into that. We're talking about this.
I don't like Jinder.
Oh, you don't like Ginger. You don't like ginger ale. You hate it.
I hinder Jinder.
You hindered. Okay. Well, so I think that's going to end it for here. But before we go, Andy, when are you going to give out your predictions for the Elimination Chamber?
My predictions are probably going to go up tomorrow at some point or Saturday morning. I'm not going live or anything. I'll just do a recording and then upload it from there. But yeah, I've got all of my predictions already ready. I just got to record it. So they'll come up on Friday night or Saturday morning. I'll send out a tweet. So make sure you're following the Nerd Crew Podcast on Twitter, and you'll be able to find it there. Or just go subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell, and you'll be notified every time.
Yeah, or not. YouTube does its own thing half the time. Everyone's like, I didn't get a notification.
Sometimes you'll go live, and it's like, I don't even know it. Then I open YouTube, I'm like, oh, hey, he's live.
Yeah, I get everyone always tells me that, and I was like, I guess everybody couldn't be lying to me, right? But Jackie said, ready to take that belt. She's not gonna. My mom said, girl power. And then Jackie said, Finn needs a title. They're screwing him, and I want the Bullet Club back together. Cool. Justin said, new fighter approaches. He does need a belt. Yeah, too sweet.
He does. I was going to get your take on this because I know we didn't talk about it.
What's that?
Did you see about AEW selling out in 4 minutes?
That's pretty dope.
That is amazing.
Look, regardless of how you feel about AEW or WWE, competition is good. Like, yes. They're only iron sharpens iron. That's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Iron sharpens iron. It's only going to make it better. When were the best years? When it was WWE versus WCW. I don't think WWE is going to acknowledge AEW's existence. But I think that it's going to make the product better. They're idiots if they ignore it. Like,
yeah, I really think they've already acknowledged it with putting the belts on the Revival, making sure like if you're trying to leave, we're not going to let you leave unless you're going to fight in Japan or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like AEW's roster is amazing. Like it's really cool when you look at it with the Bucks and Kenny and Cody and Hangman and Jericho. You have a whole bunch of guys from China who are fantastic. You have SCU. You have the Lucha Brothers like Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix, which they are. I've seen them live before. I
didn't know they were going to go to AEW. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So like their roster is going to be great. I'm pretty sure they're going to get a TV deal too with like I've heard it's either TBS or TNT.
I heard TBS,
which is a big deal.
I think as long as they don't go Monday night, they maybe can do Tuesday. But maybe I think that like guys like us, we prefer SmackDown on Tuesday. But like I think as long as they don't go Monday, I think they'll be fine. And as long as they don't try and be WWE, which I don't think they're gonna do.
Right.
They have to be their own thing. And I'm very excited to see a wrestling promotion by wrestlers.
Yes, and I think that's going to be fantastic. And I think they could do Tuesday nights. October, SmackDown's going from Tuesdays to Fridays.
Oh, okay.
On Fox, so they could probably do Tuesday or Thursday or something and make it work really well.
I'm excited regardless, and they have guys that I really like. So I think it's going to be great either way, and especially for people have only seen like a handful of times, like even Kenny Omega. Like I only watched like a handful of his matches, and it's always like on YouTube, and like I watched it. The only like relatively live match I saw was him versus Chris Jericho, and I was like, this is the Attitude Era. Like,
yeah,
this is they're doing the Attitude Era still, but in Japan, or this is their best, I think. Like, this is great. Like, we won't go into a huge spiel about New Japan, but about AEW, but very exciting things are happening.
I will say this: if you've never seen New Japan or Ring of Honor, check them out.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they do New Japan. Ring of Honor has great wrestling. New Japan does great storytelling. Like, they do storytelling in like a year in advance, which is fantastic to go back and watch. So if you haven't checked those two promotions out, check them out for sure.
Not just that, if you want, like, if you don't know where to find them, because I don't know exactly where to find all the matches, literally YouTube The Tale of the Golden Lovers. Like,
yes.
It's crazy, great long-term storytelling that you could only do in wrestling. Maybe you could do it in comics, but I think there's just so many other writers and stuff on board, and just so many things would have to happen for you to get your whole storyline out. Like, I don't think it can happen anywhere else but wrestling.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. I think wrestling is, because like comic books, they come out every or however they come out. But like, if wrestling is like, especially like if WWE does a week-to-week basis of like adding new stuff, and then you get to the pay-per-view and like either the payoff happens or like, oh, they get screwed again, or they get screwed in a new way, or something happens and now they have to go and continue like the story. I think it works out really, really well. Yeah, like the Golden Lovers are fantastic. Like if you go back and watch the Omega Okada trilogy, then you're set, because those matches are great. And even like recently, like this past weekend, Tanahashi and Jay White, that match was really, really.
I haven't checked it out.
Yeah, well, spoilers. I'll go ahead if you want me to. But Jay White ended up beating Tanahashi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So
sweet.
They're really starting to go into that direction with Torch as well. So yeah, if you haven't checked those promotions out, I would highly encourage you look them up on YouTube or something.
My mom said those two are amazing. I've seen that tale. Yes. I think that's something that AEW could do that WWE will never do is have like one night stands with like Impact Wrestling, or have one night stands with like a New Japan, because they've been involved with those other promotions. I feel like WWE is the only one that's too stubborn to even like acknowledge the other promotions' existence. So I think that's something that they could do, and it would just grow both of them, grow more wrestling promotions.
Yeah, which, hey, the more wrestling, the better.
Yep.
So.
We, the fans, the people that watch this content are the winners. Like, we're gonna win. Yep. It doesn't matter.
You have so many options that you can't really be upset, So it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing up AEW. Like, I'm glad we were able to talk a little bit about that. So my predictions might come out. I might go live tomorrow. I might go live Saturday. And so those are the winning predictions. They're going to be the best. I'm going to win. My title is on the line. Every pay-per-view, the title is on the line. Apparently, I tried to be Brock Lesnar. Andy wouldn't let me. Apparently, Jackie's going to be a part of it too. Here you go. Get a good look at it. Get real close to it. You're never gonna get it. I'm the champ. Superman Nico flying over the competition. We're gonna take it, boys. Make sure to leave a like down below if you feel like we deserve it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon, and YouTube might tell you when we put up a video. Hopefully they do. Follow us on Twitter at NewWorldNerds. Thank you guys so much. Keep nerding out there, true believers. I don't think there's anything else to say after that. I think we're good.
Too sweet.
Too sweet. Yeah, let us know what you guys think about the whole wrestling podcast as a whole. It's great. We out.